The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals issued a striking order in the longstanding fight over foster care in Texas. It removes the federal judge who has overseen the case for more than a decade. Investigator Avery Travis has been following this case for years. Avery, thank you for being here. Take us through the impacts of this huge decision.
Well, Judge Janice has overseen this case since it was filed, and that was in 2011. She's known for demanding change from the state agencies who are tasked with caring for kids who are in the system. We've talked before on this show about contentious hearings between the judge and the attorneys representing the state. Several times she's held the state in contempt of court for failing to make the changes that she's required and meet her court-ordered reforms. She very recently, earlier this year, wanted the state to pay a $100,000 fine every day for failing to meet two of those orders in specific. That order of hers asking them to pay is really the focus of this update that we're now getting. Now, the state appealed Jack's decision. Not only did a panel of judges from the appeals court remove her from the case and reassign the case, they also removed that last order of hers, reversing those daily fines. Now, in their order, the panel of judges says that Judge Jack has a pattern of disrespect when dealing with the state and its attorneys, calling into question at least the appearance of fairness in the case.
A lot of complicated legal drama there, but with very human impact. How are the people involved reacting to this?
As I mentioned there, the state and really the state agencies who are at the heart of this, that's the Department of Family and Protective Services, the child welfare arm of the state, but also the Health and Human Services Department. They basically say that they are thankful that the appeals court recognized the reforms and the significant efforts that they've made to meet the judge's orders. And they also noted, the money that has been spent by the state, millions, to make these changes. On the flip side, though, the plaintiff's attorneys, who represents thousands of children in this case, called this, and I want to quote him directly, a sad day for Texas children. He really praised the efforts of Judge Jack over the years fighting for these kids. He said, quote, "She deserves a medal for all that she has done." And he says they're going to continue fighting this decision to reassign the case.
Where does it go from here? I mean, what are the next steps?
It's an important question. So really this decision came from a panel of 3 judges of the Court of Appeals. And so that plaintiff's attorney we mentioned, Paul Yetter, he says they're going to appeal this and they really want a hearing in front of the full Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. They do have a deadline that's coming up in just about a week to file that appeal, and they tell us that they are planning to do so.
Wow. Avery Travis, that is not an easy story, but it's so important. Thank you so much for your years of following this. And thank you for joining us on this week's episode of State of Texas. I'm Ryan Shandler. We'll be back next week to bring you an in-depth look at Texas politics.